On the news, 2024 budget, National Assembly engages stakeholders. Nasarawa State House of Assembly gets new speaker. Plus, ECOWAS Parliament receives country reports. A very warm welcome to NTA Parliamentary News, reaching you from the nation's capital city, Abuja. I am John Yaku. Making real the prospect of Nigeria's proposed 27.5 trillion naira appropriation and financial viability of the country beyond 2024 took center stage at a stakeholders retreat convened by the Senate Committee on Appropriations. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the theme of the retreat is budget and budgetary process, delivering improved outcomes in 2024.
We think of the Nigerian people first, and we budget for the Nigerian people, and we make the laws that will favor the Nigerian people, and we collaborate with the current administration's determination to succeed. And our prayer is that President Parliamentary will, just like he laid the foundation of success in Lagos, his foundation will start with this budget, and Nigeria will change for the better.
I think that's where we have to be brave, we have to be courageous, and we have to be innovative to make sure that we use the financial markets to take the stress, our fiscal stress down.
Call it a meeting of like minds. The difference in their calling as policymakers and lawmakers notwithstanding, the shared determination is to see Nigeria work.
We have a common goal, which is to drastically improve the socio-economic condition of our people in the shortest period with the budget of renewed hope.
The renewed hope budget is based on restoring macroeconomic stability so that we'll be able to attract investors. And that benefited from the bold and courageous measures that were taken so far to deal with fuel subsidy, to deal with exchange rate, and additional revenue. And already we are seeing benefits of that.
It is very important that we all work together to ensure that we return this budget as soon as possible so that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria can sign it into law by 31st of December of this year, and it can come into operation from 1st of January of 2024.
Professor Ayo Teriba, in delivering the keynote address, reflected the huge potentials of Nigeria, but that deriving optimal benefits demands a shift from tax revenue to non-tax revenue.
The budget provides a test case how much of those good things that we are hearing will be done.
We have decided to do our own to make this 2024 budget, which is the first for this government to succeed.
This synergy between the two arms of government is in the short term targeted at quick passage of the budget. Among chief executives that attended the retreat is the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority. In the course of the retreat, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, called for the observance of a minute's silence in honor of victims of the drone misfire on civilians at Sudunbiri community in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has organized a town hall meeting in Abuja to get the inputs of citizens and civil society organizations on the 2024 budget and appropriation process. Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, at the opening of the citizens' engagement expressed the commitment of the National Assembly to address the hardship being faced by Nigerians through a transparent and inclusive 2024 budget. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports.
Citizens are in this town hall meeting to deliberate on the 2024 budget estimates, represented by leaders of civil society and pressure groups.
Most of the civil societies organizations who are here today have come with different priorities on what they feel should reflect in the budget.
How does it impact on the ordinary Nigerian? That's what we want to see come into this budget.
This is in line with the open parliament policy of the 10th House of Representatives.
To provide you with the opportunity of participation, making inputs, and telling the rest of Nigeria the new dimension of budget process.
I think we still haven't gotten it right in terms of ensuring that our budgets address the issue of wastages, focus on development, without what is not necessary.
From today, let us be educated. That's not like padding in Nigerian budgeting system.
Speaker Tajuddin Abbas says this approach of engaging citizens in the budget process will be sustained to eliminate duplication of projects and programs in order to meet the yearnings of Nigerians.
The House will review the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007 to strengthen existing provisions, to improve access to information and public consultation during all phases of the budget.
The focus will be on strategic investments in defense, health, job creation.
In all, the objective is to ensure that the budget, when passed, is owned by the people. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Nigeria's drive to promote investment and create opportunities for economic development can only succeed when it has in place a well-funded legal system that is reliable and consistent. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi made the submission while defending the 2024 budget proposal of the Ministry of Justice before the Senate Committee on Judiciary. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali again reports.
Nigeria's chief law officer, at these engagements with Nigerian lawmakers, directed attention to the multiple roles of the ministry, all of which are tied to adequate funding.
The ministry has been providing legal and non-financial support for combating insecurity through counter-terrorism and anti-money laundering measures, prosecution and proscription of persons involved in terrorism and other high-profile crimes.
He says the ministry is handling more than 2,000 litigations on behalf of the federal government. It is of concern, he added, that as of now, the ministry received only about 1/5 of its capital budget for 2023.
The Senate has observed that most of our laws are obsolete, and there is a need for us to review these laws to bring them in tandem with the realities of today's society.
The ministry is proposing 8.6 billion naira capital for 2024. The Nigerian Law School, Nigerian Law Reforms Commission, the Legal Aid Council, among other agencies, also emphasized the need for improved funding at the budget defense session. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And joining us now on Parliamentary News to discuss the budgetary process and citizens' participation is Professor Ernest Ereke, a governance and development analyst. Welcome to Parliamentary News.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let's start with this. What do you make of the Citizens' Town Hall meeting organized by the House of Representatives to engage citizens on the 2024 budget?
Okay, I think it was a very good initiative by the House of Representatives to take the budget, to the people that the budget is ordinarily meant to serve and meet their needs. And so I feel that in keeping with democratic ethos and principles of a participatory governance system, that it was a laudable initiative that the House of Representatives deemed it necessary to involve citizens in considering their own budgets. Because when you engage citizens in designing a budget, you ensure that the critical needs, the very critical needs of the people, are accommodated within the budget. And so I feel that it is commendable, and I look forward to a sustained practice of people's involvement and engagement in not just the budget and appropriation process, but in the entire business of governance.
Would you say that one-day engagement would suffice to get the inputs of a cross-section of Nigerians on the 2024 budget?
Well, of course, dialogue is never enough and exhaustive. For me, it is commendable that it's even held in the first instance. So many people and analysts have said that it was the first of its kind in our democracy. Now, and it was just one step in the process of getting the people involved. The entire process of considering the appropriation bill is much similar to the process of considering any other bill. There will be committee hearings, there will be budget defenses and all. And then if you recall, in the Speaker's speech, he specifically said that it was just one of the opportunities open to citizens to be involved in the appropriation process. He mentioned the fact that committees will be, engaging MDAs, and he extended invitation to citizens, to provide information, their knowledge and expertise when committees begin, interfacing with the various MDAs who will come not just to defend their proposals, but also to give feedback on the performance of the preceding fiscal year.
From the experience and going forward, what more measures can be taken by the legislature to expand citizens' involvement in the budgetary process?
Well, I think that is situated again in the speech of the Speaker, who said that it was the intention of the House, or it is the intention of the House, that the 2025 appropriation bill would be taken to the various constituencies for Nigerians in the various constituencies to make their inputs into the budget. And not only that, but that the House planned to have a pre-budget engagement between citizens, the executive, and the legislature, so that at the end of the day, you have a budget that you can truly refer to as, the people's budget. So I believe that if the House is, if the Speaker is able to, push through, the plan of the House to ensure that it goes down to the constituency levels, then I think we would have established a legacy of people's involvement in the appropriation process, much in keeping with the legislative agenda of the House, which aims at open parliament and inclusion of the people. So we look forward to the Assembly, taking the 2025 appropriation bill when it is presented by the President to the constituency levels. That's where I think it will be sustained.
Professor Ereke, we thank you for your insight and your time.
Thank you very much.
Moving on, adequate funding of the nation's anti-graft agency is necessary to scale up fight against corruption. This is the position of the House Committee on Financial Crimes when the management of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and Nigeria's Financial Intelligence Unit appeared before it for budget defense. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ekpen reports.
You will see number 4 here.
The EFCC has a 2024 budget estimate of 43.1 billion naira approved by the Budget Office, as against its initial proposal of 76.5 billion naira. Chairman of the Commission, Ola Olukoyede, says this is inadequate considering the weight of the anti-graft crusade.
If we manage to investigate and prosecute crimes, you will also manage to abuse us that we are not working. So we don't want to receive such an attack from you, and we don't want to manage.
Why the 60% reduction from what we had in 2023 to what we are having in 2024?
How else do we protect your agents on the field if they are working under difficult circumstances? It's totally unacceptable.
Meanwhile, the House Committee on Navy, as well as that of Maritime Safety, Education and Administration, had inaugural sittings, promising robust oversight of institutions within their purview.
The blue economy refers to the sustainable utilization or exploration of the nation's ocean resources that promotes a diversified multi-sectoral approach to to exploration of our water potential,
a sector that significantly contributes to our national revenue. Hence, it is imperative that we exercise our legislative oversight over the Navy's general activities and operations.
Members say they will work towards adding value to the maritime sector for national development. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
We pause now for some messages. The news continues shortly. Stay with us.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki, Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
You can follow us on social media platforms on the screen for this news, broadcast, and other programs from NTA Parliament. Groups under the Coalition of Civil Society for Good Governance are appealing to the National Assembly to sustain this existing cordial working relationship with the executive to actualize the renewed hope agenda of the present administration. This was during their solidarity march to the National Assembly for the warm reception accorded President Bola Tinubu at his 2024 budget presentation. The coalition is made up of Nigerian youths and middle-aged citizens, Center for Peace, Transparency and Accountability, people living with disabilities, and the Initiative for Leadership and Economic Watch in Nigeria, among other civil society organizations. They are in solidarity with the National Assembly and to thank President Bola Tinubu for the provision of social intervention programs in the 2024 appropriation bill. They appeal to the 10th National Assembly to continue to work with the executive as good governance starts from the legislature.
And I believe that this is the first time that the executive and the Senate is going to have a very robust engagement that will bring about national development.
All you need to do is to support our leaders because they need to succeed. And if they must succeed, we all must be in support.
Yes, our hopes might have been dashed in times past, but let us all rise with renewed hope.
For the people living with disabilities, it is time to implement the Anti-Discrimination Act in Nigeria to address their plight.
There is so many areas that if you go, you are facing challenges. Like if you go hospital, there is no accessibility in the hospital. If you go hotel, there is no accessibility.
And we are appealing to the Senate to focus more on people living with disabilities. And that's why they are represented here today. So that these people in that social intervention programs, they will be fully carried along.
Their consensus is that harmonious working relationship of the legislature and the executive arms of government will bring about the needed development in the country. The Enugu State House of Assembly has constituted committees to look into some challenges confronting constituents. Parliamentary correspondent Yemi Dalemo reports that some of these challenges include the alleged demolition of a public primary school, youth unemployment, and lack of access roads to communities, among others.
Lawmakers informed the House of Development in their respective constituencies that required intervention. Honorable Lukman Adeleye from Benue State constituency urged the House to intervene in the issue of the hike in tuition fees of Tai Solarin University of Education. Chairman House Committee on Education Yusuf Amosu decried the activities of a business owner operating in Ewekoro local government who demolished a public primary school in Elefon to explore natural resources discovered on the land.
I'm pleading with this House to please, probably through the House Committee on Education, invite the head of this school. Let us sit with them.
The school was demolished totally without even informing the appropriate authorities in government.
government can create a database for indigenous of Ogun State after their graduation from the school to know maybe this year we have 3,000 youth in Ogun State and there is a job opportunity for like maybe 200 people.
Over 400 houses and like more than 20 communities. The only road that links this community together, so as the road letters now the chairman, the House Committee on Works, that I appeal to Your Excellency that there are no ways for them to pass.
I will name the following people that will interface on the matter with immediate effect. To chairman that committee will be the Deputy Speaker. Please constitute yourself into a committee and write letter to the appropriate people so that the meeting can start immediately.
The House also resolved to invite the State Head of Service to appear before it for insight on a report submitted by the House Committee on Establishment. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
The Benue State House of Assembly has suspended 4 of its members for alleged misconduct. Assembly correspondent Grace Anyelowa Ichekpa reports.
The suspension of the 4 members followed a motion moved by the majority leader of the House, Sate Tise, and seconded by the majority chief whip, Peter Ipusu.
Mr. Speaker, I stand on that rule in our order to move that the following: Douglas Akia, Honorable representing Makudi South State Constituency, Honorable Anthony Agom, representing Oboku State Constituency, Right Honorable Diako Cephas, representing Konshisha State Constituency, Honorable Gila Solomon, representing Gwe West State Constituency, be suspended for interrupting the business of this honorable House and holding us for hours. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
I want to second, without missing words, that such members desire and deserve to be suspended for a period of 14 working legislative days.
The Speaker, Ondona Dajo, who expressed sadness over the activities of the suspended members, said, any member who engages in any activity capable of sabotaging the House proceedings will be disciplined accordingly.
Honorable Douglas Akia, Anthony Agon, Honorable Solomon Gila, Honorable Cephas Diako has been suspended for the period of 3 months.
Also during plenary, 21 out of 23 lists of caretaker committee chairmen submitted to the House by Governor Alia were approved. The 2 local government areas that were not approved are Agatu and Oju. From the Benue State House of Assembly, Grace Anyalewa Ichekpa, NTA News.
Danladi Jatao, representing Konkona West constituency, has emerged as the 5th Speaker of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly. This follows the notification of the election of the former Speaker, Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullahi, by the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal. Adams Abdul Kadir reports.
A 3rd-time member representing Kokona West, Danladi Jato, and Deputy Majority Leader before emerging Speaker of Nasarawa State House under the platform of the All Progressive Congress APC. For the 5th Speaker of the House of Assembly, his next line of action is to unite the House irrespective of their political affiliation or party differences in order to foster a mutual relationship.
My colleagues, it is my hope and belief that what our predecessor did, Right Honorable Balarabe, that cooperation that you have given to him, I also expect it from you.
In a related development, Mohammed Ademo of the People's Democratic Party PDP, representing Doma North, was also picked unopposed as Deputy Speaker of the 7th Assembly. In Lafia, Adams Abdulkadri, NTA News.
Nigerian delegation to ECOWAS Parliament has presented its country report to the 2nd ordinary session of the 2023 holding in Abuja, focusing on addressing security challenges in the country. ECOWAS Parliament correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports that 2 other countries, Cape Verde and Senegal, followed suit in presenting their reports.
The Nigeria's report, which was presented by Representative Linda Chuba Ikpeazu, outlined the country's progress in the areas of politics, security, economy, and human rights. On the security situation of the country, the report highlighted the challenges posed by insecurity in Nigeria, including the Boko Haram insurgency, the rise of criminal gangs in the southeast region, and the threat of secessionist movements, affirming President Tinubu's commitment to security.
ECOWAS, under the Nigerian leadership, would push for harmonization of regional security efforts. A harmonized effort will be geared towards mutually linked security goals, given the transnational nature of the threats. Non-military peace efforts will take priority over an overly militarized approach to security. A military approach has had the unintended effect of protracted armed conflicts across West Africa.
Cape Verde and Senegal reports also centered on politics, civil liberty, promotion of women's rights, freedom of expression, and social inclusion, among others.
Taking into account the spirit of peace and unity which prevails in the country.
The government wants to increase the tax base to collect more tax revenue, which currently accounts for 22% of GDP.
During the plenary, 2 members from Guinea-Bissau were sworn in to the ECOWAS Parliament.
Honourable members, I submitted the 3 reports for adoption by plenary. Adopted.
In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
That is the size of our bulletin at this time. Remember to log on to NTA Parliament on the platforms scrolling on your screen. On behalf of the production crew, many thanks for watching. I am John Yaku.